Gemini, someone is thinking about you right now. And it's not by chance, it's the energy of a soul gently touching your frequency, soft but unmistakably real. It feels like two minds that once met in another lifetime are suddenly syncing again, same moment, same heartbeat, same question. Are we about to meet again? Can you feel it? That strange sensation when someone suddenly appears in your thoughts, no reason, no warning, and then everything around you starts sending signs, repeating numbers, vivid dreams, coincidental encounters that somehow don't feel random at all. The universe is weaving an invisible thread, pulling you towards someone who will change both your mind and your heart forever. The magic is, this person isn't coming to make you fall in love. They're coming to awaken something ancient within you, a hidden memory, a part of yourself you've kept buried, afraid no one could ever understand it. For Gemini, everything usually begins in the mind, but this time, it will touch your heart. This energy is unfolding now, subtle yet powerful. Don't try to explain it. Feel it. Because sometimes, only when you stop trying to understand, can you finally hear the voice of the universe. If you can sense this energy, leave a comment saying, "I'm ready for my Gemini transformation." That's how the universe will know you're ready to receive the message, meant just for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe, so you won't miss the next sign or signal that's already on its way. Now, make yourself a warm cup of tea or your favorite coffee. Sit down, take a deep breath, and let me tell you about the person your soul has been waiting for all this time. Part 1. The arrival of the one sent by the universe. Gemini, someone is thinking about you right now. And it's not a coincidence, it's a frequency vibrating between two souls. An invisible thread, thin as breath, yet powerful enough to travel through time, space, and human logic. You can't see it, but you can feel it. Somehow, deep down, you know something is about to happen. Maybe over the past few days, you found it harder to sleep. You wake up at the exact same time each night. You keep seeing repeating numbers, 11, 11, 2, 22, 5, 55, so often that it almost scares you. And deep inside, you sense that change is coming, as if your soul is being called back to a place long forgotten, yet strangely familiar. That is the energy of the one sent by the universe. Someone who won't enter your life like a passing breeze, but like a memory returning. Not a new person, but an old soul, one who once walked beside you in another lifetime, to learn a sacred lesson together. Gemini, you are the sign of intellect and words, someone who can talk to the whole world, yet sometimes struggles to speak truthfully to yourself. You understand others deeply, but fear being understood. You shine with charm and wit, yet behind that smile lives a mind constantly in motion, one that's sometimes tired of its own thoughts. And because of that, the universe is sending someone of a different frequency, someone who won't be fooled by appearances, someone who sees right through your words, someone whose presence shakes something at your very core, as if they've just touched the center of your soul. You might meet them in the most unexpected place. Your usual coffee shop, a brief conversation, a message that seems meaningless. They won't arrive with fireworks or cinematic drama, they'll come quietly, like a cool breeze on a warm day. But when they look at you, you'll know. A deep recognition that whispers, "We've met before." Don't try to explain it. Gemini always wants to understand, to analyze, to fit everything into logic, but this person can't be understood with the mind. They can only be felt with the heart. And this is the first test the universe has for you. Stop thinking. Start feeling. You might doubt it. You'll ask yourself, why am I so drawn to them? Why does it feel like I've dreamed about them before? But the answers aren't in words. They're in vibration. Because out of billions of souls in this world, not everyone can make your spirit tremble the way this one does. This person isn't here to love you in the way you've known love before. They're here to show you yourself clearer, truer, deeper. They are the mirror you cannot look away from. When you look into them, you'll see both parts of who you are. The sharp, intelligent mind that always wants control, and the soft, emotional heart you've long ignored. From that moment, your journey begins, not a journey to figure out who they are, but to discover who you are. Gemini, remember, the universe never sends anyone by accident. When someone enters your life and makes your heart restless, when you feel both fear and magnetic pull, that's your soul responding to destiny. They don't come to make you infatuated. They come to awaken you, not to make you chase them, but to guide you back to yourself. And sometimes, the way the universe wakes us up is by letting us meet the right person at the wrong time, so that we finally understand the right person has always been ourselves. If you can feel this energy stirring, if your heart is beating faster without knowing why, then maybe your soul has already recognized the sign. Leave a comment saying, "I feel it." That's your way of telling the universe, "I'm ready for my journey." And don't forget to like and subscribe, because from this moment forward, every signal you receive, no matter how small, will be a message from destiny. Now, sit down, pour yourself a cup of tea, and take a quiet breath, because I'm about to tell you the story your soul has been waiting to remember. Part 2. Who is this person? The Awakener. Gemini, this person isn't just someone who happens to cross your path. They are the living reflection of your soul, the mirror the universe has sent, so you can finally see yourself again. Not the bright, witty, confident version the world sees, but the deeper part, the one that holds your fears, your confusion, and the questions you've never dared to say out loud. You may already know them, or you may meet them under the most ordinary circumstances. It could be an old friend, someone who once drifted away, or a stranger whose eyes feel strangely familiar. Whoever they are, when they appear, something within you will stir a subtle vibration, as if your soul just recognized a piece of itself that's been missing for lifetimes. Gemini is the sign of duality. Two thoughts, two hearts, two pulses, beating in opposite directions. So when this person enters your life, they don't just enter your world. They step directly into your inner divide. They will make you confront yourself, the part that seeks control through logic, and the part that hides behind silence and smiles. This isn't someone who comes to make you comfortable. Quite the opposite. They come to challenge you. They might say things you don't want to hear. They might touch wounds you thought had healed. They might make you feel exposed, not because they want to hurt you, but because they can see what you've been avoiding all along. You won't understand them right away. With your quick Gemini mind, you'll try to analyze, to label, to rationalize this feeling. But this person can't be understood by reason. They are a riddle that only intuition can solve. Every word, every glance, every silence they bring carries a divine message from the universe to you. Astrologically speaking, Geminis born in late May often meet this person when the mind is exhausted, when the world feels too loud, and logic no longer works as a guide. They arrive as a healer, teaching you to trust your emotions, again the very thing you've avoided for fear of getting hurt. They don't speak through words, but through energy. One look, one gesture, one simple sentence from them can make you feel seen in a way no one ever has. Geminis born in early June meet this person when their faith begins to waver, when you start questioning the path you're on and what truth really means. They won't lecture you. Instead, they'll quietly shake everything you thought was certain. This person will pull you away from intellectual certainty and back toward your inner truth, the one buried in your soul. Geminis born from mid to late June will meet them suddenly, perhaps on a trip, in a fleeting conversation, or in a moment so strange it defies explanation. This person enters your life as if your soul itself has called them in. Not through words, but through energy. You may dream of them before you meet. You may feel their presence before you see them. And when it happens, you'll just know, not with your mind, but with your deepest intuition. This person is the awakener. They aren't here to love you in a romantic or idealized way, but to unlock the emotional intelligence you've buried. When they speak, you'll hear yourself in their words. When they look at you, you'll feel as though they're reading every thought, every hidden part of your soul that no one else has ever reached. And that's why you'll feel both fear and fascination. Because they won't flatter you like others do. They won't fall for your charm, your wit, or your brilliance. They'll simply be silent, and in that silence, you'll feel truly seen. Gemini, you need to understand this. Sometimes the universe sends someone not to love you, but to illuminate you. Not to stay forever, but to change you forever. They might be a spiritual friend, a teacher, a twin flame, or simply a brief companion. But after this encounter, you'll never be the same again. When you recognize them, don't run. Let every emotion come: the curiosity, the fear, the confusion, the spark, because those emotions are signs that your soul is opening to a new level of growth. Do you feel this happening to you? Is there someone in your life who feels both familiar and unexplainable? Someone whose voice makes your heart tremble the moment you hear it? If so, that may be the one sent to you. Leave a comment saying, "I see my reflection," if you can feel this frequency. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next chapter, when two souls truly collide, is where everything begins. Part 3. The meeting of two souls, the mind's conflict, and the truth. Gemini. When this person truly appears, your world will shift, not through a thunderbolt of romance, but through an energetic collision so powerful it shakes your very mind. You once thought you knew yourself. You were confident in your ability to read others. But the moment their eyes meet yours, everything flips upside down. From that moment, your intellect, the thing you've always used to stay in control, begins to tremble. You feel seen in a way you've never been seen before. They don't need to ask. Somehow, they already know what you're hiding. They don't speak, yet their energy begins to crack open every layer of protection you've built around your heart. For the first time in a long while, you're speechless. And for a Gemini who lives through words, that's terrifying. You're used to talking your way through emotion, to analyzing until you feel safe again, to using language as your shield. But with this person, words lose their meaning. They look straight into you not to judge, but to make you feel. And that, Gemini, unsettles you, even angers you. This person doesn't play by the Gemini rules. They aren't dazzled by your intellect. They don't laugh because you're clever. They don't nod just because you're right. Instead, they stay quiet. And in that silence, that mirror-like stillness, you begin to see yourself. And that's when the fear sets in. Because deep down you realize they're seeing the real you, not the version you carefully perform for the world. Gemini, child of Mercury, planet of words, thought, and reason, you have an extraordinary ability to understand, to perceive multiple angles at once. But that gift can also become your prison. You use logic to protect your heart. You use humor to hide your loneliness. You analyze so you don't have to feel. And then this person arrives to shatter the walls you've built. It will feel like facing yourself. Every conversation becomes a duel between two worlds, the sharp mind you rely on and the soul inside you yearning for truth. And in those moments, you'll realize you've been living between two versions of yourself, the one you show and the one you've buried. This person will show you that you don't always have to be okay, that sometimes your smile isn't happiness, it's confusion disguised as strength. They'll remind you what it feels like to be vulnerable again, to be real, to be soft, to be imperfect. This connection is both beautiful and dangerous. It's like two opposite currents colliding, magnetic, electric, yet capable of burning everything. You'll want to run because they make you lose control. And yet, you won't be able to leave. Every time you try to cut ties, the universe rearranges things so you meet again by chance, in silence, through signs that can't be ignored. This isn't the destiny of fairy tales. This is awakening destiny where two souls collide not to love, but to reflect. And reflection hurts because it forces you to face the part of yourself you most want to forget. You might go through chaos. You'll feel off balance, one day missing them fiercely, the next wanting to disappear from their life. You'll hate the way this connection makes you feel weak. But Gemini, that's the lesson. Learning to be present with who you really are. Astrologically, when Mercury, your ruling planet, is challenged by Neptune or Pluto, intellect is tested so emotion can rise. That's when you must stop thinking and start hearing through your heart. And this person, they are the universe's instrument for that transformation. Every word they speak is a reminder. Every silence, a lesson. And every time you react in anger, fear, or pain, your soul is being cleansed. Gemini, don't fear the storm. Don't fear the chaos rising inside you. Because nothing breaks without revealing light. This person hasn't come to destroy you. They've come to destroy the limits that keep you from yourself. And when you finally allow everything to fall apart, when you stop trying to understand and begin to feel, you'll discover the truth. Everything you were ever seeking in others was everything you once refused to love within yourself. Part 4, The Awakening. They came to unlock your mind and heart. Gemini, when the storm of questions, doubts, and inner conflict finally begins to quiet down, you'll start to see something profound. There are things you don't need to understand. You only need to feel. And in that moment, when you stop analyzing, stop trying to decode this person, your soul begins to open like a door that has been waiting for ages to be touched. This person, the one who has confused you, angered you, and then haunted your thoughts, didn't come to make you more logical. They came to teach you how to listen to your heart. In conversations with them, you'll often find yourself saying less, and in those silences, you'll hear something deeply familiar, the voice within you. For the first time, you don't need to be right. You don't need to know every answer. You don't need to prove that you're fine, that you've got it all figured out. You only need to be here, truly open-hearted, unguarded, present. Gemini, your life has always been guided by Mercury, the planet of intellect, communication, and thought. You see the world through logic, you love through understanding, and you heal by analyzing. But when Mercury's energy meets Neptune, as it does now, the line between the mind and the heart begins to blur. You stop thinking and start feeling. You stop talking and start listening. You stop seeing and begin perceiving. This is when your intuition and sensitivity grow in extraordinary ways. Every sign, number, sound, flicker of light, or even a word from that person begins to feel like a message. You realize the universe has always been whispering, you were just too busy understanding to truly hear. This person becomes the key holder not through sweet words, but through their presence. They make you touch the softness you've hidden behind that clever smile and quick wit. That's the real you, tender, deep, and beautifully human. When they speak, you don't just hear them with your ears, you hear them with your heart. When they're silent, you still feel them speaking to your soul. And slowly, you realize that true connection doesn't come from talking more, it comes from having the courage to listen. This is the greatest lesson of your Gemini journey. True intelligence isn't about knowing, it's about being honest with your feelings. Not every question needs an answer, and not every emotion needs an explanation. Some things only need to exist, to flow, to breathe, to be loved. From here, your energy begins to change. The long, restless nights turn into quiet, peaceful mornings. Instead of rushing to text, you choose silence. Instead of trying to control, you begin to let go. Because now you know not everything needs to be held. Sometimes, simply feeling it is enough. You start to understand that love, connection, and destiny aren't about possession, they're about transformation. And this person is the doorway to that transformation. Through them, you soften. You're no longer the witty Gemini who always says the right thing, always fears being wrong. You become the Gemini who dares to feel, to cry, to not know, to let things unfold. That's the moment you begin living through your soul instead of your mind. And when your soul opens, miracles begin to unfold. Creative ideas flow effortlessly. You sense others more deeply. You love more gently. And most importantly, you start loving yourself. Gemini, this is the awakening they brought into your life. They didn't give you something new, they activated what has always been within you. Compassion, intuition, empathy, and the power to connect with other souls. You'll realize, when you stop needing to understand everything, life becomes clearer. When you stop hiding your emotions, love moves closer. And when you live truthfully, the universe sends people who are just as real as you. So don't be afraid. Don't try to figure it all out. Let your heart lead, because it's finally hearing what your mind never could. If you're in this stage of opening, if you can feel yourself beginning to hear the voice of your soul dropper in the comments, as your signal to the universe that you're ready. And don't forget to subscribe, because in the next part, after the soul is unlocked, you'll learn how to use this awakening to create true magic in your own life. Part 5, the new connection, the awakened Gemini soul. Gemini. After all the collisions, the storms, and those long nights when you no longer knew who you were, finally, dawn has come. But it's not a loud dawn with fireworks and applause. It's quiet, gentle, like a deep breath, like a beam of soft light slipping through the door. And you realize you no longer need to understand it all. You no longer need someone to see through you, because now you see yourself. That's the greatest transformation. You no longer need to prove your intelligence or hide your feelings. You no longer need to try to make anyone love you, because now you understand when you are true to yourself, the ones who are real will naturally find you. From that moment on, your connections begin to shift. The shallow ones start to fade. Those who only stayed for your brightness and charm drift away. And in their place, you begin to attract something new, real, grounded souls. People who don't need you to entertain them, who don't need you to talk endlessly, because simply being near you already feels peaceful. Your energy has changed. It's no longer built on needing to understand, needing to control, or needing to be right. It's calm, deep, pure. Now you don't need to speak to be heard because your energy speaks for you. And that person, the one the universe sent you, finally understand that they never came to save you. They came to open the door, to remind you that beyond the walls of logic lies a world that's real, a world where you are allowed to be vulnerable, to trust, to be imperfect. They may stay or they may leave, but you no longer fear losing them, because they have fulfilled their purpose to awaken you. And from this point forward, you carry that light. And the miracle is this: when Gemini's soul awakens, your entire life begins to shift. In your career, you stop chasing what impresses others and start choosing what feels true. And because of that truth, success comes naturally, no force, no struggle. In your creativity, you no longer copy ideas, you become the inspiration. Because now you speak with the voice of your soul, not the noise of society. In your relationships, you stop looking for someone to understand you, and instead, you find someone to walk beside you, someone who vibrates at your frequency, no explanations needed. And within yourself, something extraordinary happens: harmony. Gemini, you realize, I am not two people, I am one soul with two heartbeats, and now they finally beat as one. That is the peak of your journey, where reason and emotion no longer battle, but dance to the same rhythm, where your mind and heart no longer argue, but create truth together. You begin to live from your authentic energy, to love from your authentic soul, to speak with your authentic voice. No longer the interesting one, the smart one, the strong one. You simply are. And that is beautiful enough, powerful enough, divine enough. And when you live in your true frequency, the universe responds. The opportunities you once chased begin to come to you, not because you're searching, but because you've become ready to receive. Other souls on their own awakening journeys will find you just as you once found yours. And you will become light for someone else, the same way they once were for you. Gemini, this is the final liberation. No more duality, no more fear, no more walls between your mind and your heart. Only one you whole, strong, deep, and free. The universe never wanted you to become someone else. From beginning to end, this journey has only been about bringing you back to yourself. And once you truly return, you'll understand nothing was ever lost. Everyone who left only helped you see who was meant to stay. Every storm only taught you how to shine in the dark. Take one more deep breath, Gemini. Feel your heartbeat no longer divided, but united. That is the sound of your soul, the sound of awakening. If you can feel this energy, share your story in the comments below. Your words might help another Gemini find their own light. And don't forget to subscribe, so you can continue receiving the universe's next messages, because your awakening journey has only just begun. Dear Gemini, if you've listened all the way to this point, it means your soul is truly awakening. You may not fully realize it yet, but the simple act of pausing, listening, and allowing yourself to feel that alone is already the first step of transformation. This video isn't just about someone who's coming. It's about you, the one learning to love yourself honestly, to live authentically, and to release the molds the world has placed upon you. When you change from within, everything outside naturally begins to shift. Your relationships become more genuine, your work feels more meaningful, and life itself starts to flow because you've begun living in alignment with your own frequency. The most beautiful lesson you can learn today is this: you don't need anyone to completely understand you. You only need the courage to truly understand yourself. And when you do, you become the light for your own life. And for others, still finding their way through the dark. Remember, every person you meet, every experience you go through, is a mirror helping you see your soul more clearly. Don't be afraid. When things begin to change, that's the sign that you're growing. Don't cling to what's fading, because only when you release can the universe bring you something greater. If this message has touched you, leave a comment sharing what you've felt, maybe a few words, or simply, "I'm ready to live as my true self." Each comment isn't just energy sent my way, it's a light that reminds other Geminis they are not alone. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so we can continue this journey together. Every week, we'll explore new messages from the universe, practical insights that help you not only understand your zodiac sign, but truly embody the energy of your soul. Gemini, you've walked through fear, through conflict, and now you're stepping into an era of freedom where your mind and heart finally move as one. Believe this. You don't need to chase the light. You are the light. Thank you for walking with me to the end of today's journey. I'll see you in the next video, where the universe has even more miracles waiting just for you.